Hey, everybody. So, welcome to this week's um Ascended Illuminations reading, Buffy the Vampire Style Slayer. Buffy the Vampire Slayer style is what I'm attempting to say. So, I am just bringing you guys on first before I go ahead and bring on the people who are on Facebook. So, just to let you guys know, people who are catching this as a replay on YouTube. There are going to be some pretty amazing classes that are going to be coming out. They're going to be a series of classes that are going to be actually remote classes. So you're definitely going to want to check those out. If you have an interest in Egypt and Egyptian history and Egyptian magic, you're definitely going to be very interested in what's coming. Okay, so those are some things that I definitely want to mention because I'm hoping that those will be launched by the end of, well, I'm hoping to launch those by end of January, with them starting the end of mid to late February. Okay, so those are some teasers. Keep an eye out for that stuff. Gonna be great. I'm really excited about it. And I have a lot of stuff that's going on. So there's some other things that are also cooking, including some booklets and things like that. So stay tuned. Anyhow, let me go ahead and bring in everybody else, okay? So what I'm doing, just so that way you guys are aware, I am doing this on Facebook. Yeah, need to do that. And I'm attempting to share the page. All right, let's do this. So switch this to the AE page. And away we go. Now, gonna give it a few minutes while people join in. Give me a second. What do I want to do here? Oh yeah, I want to go here. All right, you want to grab this. Just giving it a little bit more time. So that way people can hop on. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start. I am super excited because over the course of this past holiday weekend, I was able to do a little bit of upgrading with some of the stuff that I have here in my office space. One of which is the desk. I had been working off of the desk that I had for God knows how many years, pre-college, good stuff like that. A little teeny tiny computer desk. I looked like Schroeder from what is it, the Peanuts, and the little piano whenever I was typing. So that's been a little bit crazy. But now I have this beautiful new desk that's up here, and it makes my life so much easier. Part of the reason why I did that is because I have tennis elbow, and it has really been bothering me, in particular the angle of the desk. So this was to try and help alleviate some pressure off of that. And I'm really glad I did, so I'm really excited about it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. My teaser this evening was, what does Ascended Illuminations and Buffy the Vampire Slayer have in common? Right? Hey, Pamela. So I'm hoping that was a nice little hook for people, because I found a really, really cool deck of cards that I wanted to use this evening. So if you are catching this as a replay, please do hashtag replay. And for those of you that are brandy new to this, hey, Pamela, hey, Jane, what you do is you select either A, B, or C, or in this case, I pull 3 separate cards, and depending upon which card you gravitate toward, I do a reading for each of those 3, I guess you could say, cards, okay? So with that being said, here we go. So reason why I had that teaser, what do we have in common between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and tonight's Ascended Illuminations reading, which we do weekly? So this is the reading for, let's see, January 18th to January 24th. And the reason why I said that is because of this awesome new deck. This is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck, it's actually through Lulin, so it is available. I was actually able to get it right off of the likes of Amazon. And for those of you that are Buffy fans, or in my case, a Spike fan, not an Angel fan, I like Spike. This is a cool deck. So this is a normal tarot deck that is all, I guess you could say, blinged out Buffy style. All the artwork is related to the entire Buffy series. So let's get started. So I am going to pull 3 cards, and I'm just going to randomly open the deck. Oh, okay. So I got Giles. He's listed as the Hierophant, so Giles. I'm going to put it here. That way everyone can see it. Because here's the thing. When I'm actually doing live on Facebook, I'm recording this so I can send this up to Zoom and then send it up to YouTube, with the intent that people are able to catch our weekly readings with the content on YouTube. And the neat part is, for those of you that might not know this, you might want to start to kind of spend some time watching, or at least paying attention to some of the things that are talked about in the feed that goes up to YouTube, because there's some things in there that aren't always necessarily included in the Facebook stuff. So remember to hit the bell, like and share, and follow Avalon Enchanted on YouTube, so that way you can be alerted when we drop those different videos. So usually what I do is I will record it on Facebook, and also on Zoom. We'll do a little bit of some more stuff on the Zoom feed. And then the next day, usually, I send that up to YouTube. So pay attention to the YouTube feeds, because there's more content on there than what there is on Facebook. So A is Giles. Rupert Giles. Let's see who's B. And I'm just kind of trying to split the deck. Oh. Gosh, what is her name? I'm drawing a blank. It's not Cordelia. She's a vampire. She's the blonde vampire that was kind of the pain in the butt. I know she's Stakes. Let's see. Why am I drawing a blank on this? Oh. Harmony. It's Harmony. We got Harmony. Harmony. Okay. So A is Giles. B is Harmony. So remember the teacher very early on that was, I guess, Giles' first love interest? She's the queen of scythes. She's the one that kind of sacrificed herself at the beginning. What's her name? I can't think of her name. Jenny Calendar. So it was Miss Calendar. And she was the computer teacher. So we have Giles. We have Harmony. And then we have Miss Calendar. So those are your three. Okay? Those are your three. So A is Giles. B is Harmony. C is Jenny Calendar. So with that being said, I'm going to jot that down before I forget it. Because I want to also bring them into the deck. So this, I really do like the artwork in this. And I like the fact that it encompasses like all of the different seasons of Buffy. So it's not just the early years, it's not just the late years, it's like everything. It's the whole kit and caboodle. Okay, so we're pulling for Giles. Hope everybody is doing well out in the universe there. This has been a really long day for me. So for those of you that might not know, I also do have a full-time job where I work for a nonprofit organization. And they have us go into the office 3 days a month. So 3 days in a row, once a month, which sounds like it's not a lot. And I'm really grateful because it gives me the opportunity to connect with different office mates and so on and have meetings and so on. But my God, those days are long and I'm always tired. So if you selected A, let's see what's going on. All right, so in this particular deck, all right, we have scythes, which are actually the swords. We have the pentacles, they're pentacles. Those didn't change, or as they like to say, samesies. The stakes are the wands, and the chalices are cups. So what I'm going to say off the bat is we got a lot of scythes, swords. So if you chose Giles A, swords can cut you or protect you. And it looks like to me that there has definitely been a lot that you have been trying to work through. Maybe it's been a challenge of a relationship, whether it be a professional relationship or a personal relationship, but there's been a challenge. You have a lot of hope. And you do have the 10 of Cups, which is a great card. I like to call that happy family, where everything is working out really, really well. Things are coming up really, really nicely for people and so on. But I am going to say we do have some, like I said, we do have some swords. So you may find that there are going to be parts of this week that are going to require you to kind of cut away things that are no longer serving you, or things that just are not necessarily any longer in your wheelhouse. Okay. That's something that you're going to really have to kind of take some serious consideration for when you are really focusing on this week. We have the Empress, and I love it. The Empress is Drusilla. The Empress is Drusilla. We have the 9 of Chalices, or which is the 9 of Cups. That's a good card. That's someone that is feeling comfortable and confident. Um, but we have some choices to make. You know, we have the Eight of Swords, which usually is a means where we have to kind of work through some things. This is your opportunity to make some serious change for yourself if you chose A. You know, we have some issues where you're shifting out of something that maybe just wasn't working, or maybe you knew you needed to move it along or get away from it. And it's really kind of making you kind of see things according to where your path is supposed to go. Okay. Um, we have we have some moments that are definitely going to be a little bit scary. I mean, we have the Nine of Swords, which I call the nightmare card. So you know, there are going to be things that are going to kind of keep you kind of wondering. I'm going to say checking yourself. Did I do the right thing? Am I on the right path? So that's something to really kind of consider. But I pulled the Six of Pentacles. Let me just see this real quick. Oh, sorry, it's the Four of Pentacles. It's causing you to maybe make some choices and to really focus on making sure that you're bringing in balance. Okay. We have the magic box, which is the Four of Pentacles, which is a real focus on bringing in the balance. So I think if you are really doing things from a place where you're anchored and balanced and fully thinking things through, then I think that some of these things that may potentially pop up are not going to be as dramatic as they could be if you weren't prepared. Does that make sense? So that's something to kind of think about with this. So keep that in the back of your minds. The Knight of Chalices, I love it. It's Spike in the olden days. So there are going to be some opportunities that are coming in. And those are the things that you're definitely going to want to pay attention to. You know, we have moments in our lives where the universe literally culls what we have going on in order to allow space to for new things to come in. There are going to definitely be some new things that come in and announcements that come in for you. Question is, are you going to be in a place where you feel like you're able to commit to them? And the other thing on the flip side is you can't overcommit. Okay. So that's the other thing. You can't overcommit, but there's a lot of stuff that is to be hopeful for. But we just need to do it smartly and do it in balance. Okay. So that is for the people who chose A. The next one, B, like I said, is harmony. So if you remember harmony from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was a vampire, kind of an annoying character. Let's take a look and see what Harmony has to say. All right, so let's see. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. I like these cards because they're thick. Some of the cards that I get are so incredibly thin and flimsy. It's like you feel it and it just doesn't feel right in your hands. These have some heft to it, which is nice. So when these are actually fully broken in, these are going to be really nice cards. We have the Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Five of Chalices, King of Pentacles. Okay. Strength, Hierophant, Daughters. Justice. Guess who's Justice? Angel. Angel. Ace of Scythes. Judgment. Ah, Anya. And you got to remember Anya's character. She was also a favorite of mine. My personal favorite was the episode for her where she was a Halloween episode where she was dressed as the rabbit. And that was probably one of my favorite ones of her. So we have Anya, who's all about judgment. You know, it's really, again, it's the balance. But let's take a look and see a little more about some of the stuff that we got going on here. Uh, we have doing some work in terms of really allowing yourself to kind of progress. So this might be very well something where there's some new, and I keep on saying like a broken record, new opportunities coming in, almost like maybe it's a new job or a new project that you might be working on. Those are coming in. The King of Pentacles is above you, so it looks like there's someone that is definitely there to kind of help and guide. The Knight of Scythes is Glory. Glory. So, um, what I'm gonna say is there may be someone that is definitely there to help guide you. But what I'm gonna say is that you're definitely gonna need to make sure that you're a little on the careful side of some of these some of these things. So the Knight of Swords is usually about charging into a situation and not necessarily, it's like looking, but it's like leaping before you look kind of deal. So what I'm gonna say is do things cautiously, do things carefully. It's not that, it's not that you shouldn't accept this new position or accept this new opportunity. I'm just saying really kind of know the fact that you're not going to just kind of, commit willy-nilly and be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I can do that. Because I feel like that's going to be something where you're kind of putting yourself in an upwards position, trying to kind of literally work or walk uphill. Here's Dawn and Strength. Okay, Dawn and Strength. So to me, this is you have work to do. You got to pace yourself and you don't want to put yourself in an uphill battle. Okay. Again, we have the Hierophant. There's Giles. And the Hierophant is, as you know, very, very traditional. The Hierophant, as you know, is someone that is, oh God, Knight of Chalices can be a little bit complacent though. He's traditional, but he can be a little bit complacent. So he definitely has some strict guidelines in terms of how he wants things done or how he feels that he wants to do things. But I feel like there are times when he may present things that are very creative. But swords are fire. I'm sorry. Sorry, cups are water, rather. Cups are water. They can be a little bit on the emotional side. So I almost feel like there's an emotional element that you're definitely going to want to kind of keep a control of. Okay. We have the Six of Swords, which is Oz, the werewolf. Okay. Six of Swords. And we have a lot of work, where we might have to really kind of pace ourselves is really what I'm hearing, pacing ourselves. Let me just take a quick peek at this real super quick. Because I love working with different decks. However, it drives me absolutely batty when the decks decide that they're going to call things differently. So it always kind of throws me off a little bit and makes me kind of go, I don't know. Yeah. This is also reminding yourself to look at things from all different angles. It's also reminding yourself not to be a victim in maybe some of the relationships or some of the situations that have been going on lately with yourself. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. We have the Lovers card, and it is Tara and Willow. Tara and Willow. If I pull another card, I'm getting the Four of Scythes, which that's always the respite card. Or sorry, the Five of Scythes. That's not a good one. Why am I in Pentacles? Yeah. You know, you're going to find that there are going to be some things where maybe in personal relationships, you might need to agree to disagree on things. And there's also the need to not always try and prove to everybody and yourself that you're right. Okay. That's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind that I'm going to say. Then it's kind of important. I think it has to do a lot with your overall how you see yourself and um how you feel you fit in and amongst what is going on. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, justice, you know, we have the balance, but we also have the need for equality, fairness. You know, it's so funny because usually when you see the justice card, you think of the um scales, which is usually something that's I find very important. But to me, this is a little bit more. This is maybe there's a contract coming up, or maybe there's something legal coming up. If you have something legal on the horizon, what I am going to say is make sure that you're really keeping yourself together and keeping yourself um you're not letting yourself fly off the handle, okay? And that you are looking for things that are fair and just. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a good card. And that one is all about abundance and just kind of things going well. So I feel like if there is something that you are finding that you're needing justice on or clarity on or something like that, I think you're going to find that it's a good fit. Um, it's funny because we have Judgment and we have Justice, and we have Anya, who's listed as Judgment, and we have Angel, who's listed as Justice. And it's like they're like bookends. It's just the weirdest thing. They're like bookends in this particular reading. Um, it all depends upon how you um view things, and it's also really about the different perspective. So pace yourself. Pace yourself. Okay. Let's take a look now at our third, which is Jenny Calendar. For those of you that might remember, she was early on in the series. She was the teacher, the computer teacher that she left early, shall we say. But let's take a look and see what Jenny Calendar has to say. Okay, so while I'm in the process of shuffling, just wanted to say that we have some cool things coming up. Let's see. I have my handy dandy calendar here, literally, and I don't mean Jenny calendar. So I got January and February dates here. So we have table tipping coming up on Friday evening. We have a crystal gridding class that's coming up on the 27th. I have an in-bulk ceremony that's coming up, a celebration with Bridget, which I'm really excited about, which is coming up on January 30th. And then we dive into February, and February is going to be very, very nice all as well. You know, we have We're rerunning the Mary Magdalene class on February 3rd. So if you are working with Divine Feminine, that is a great class because there are a lot of really amazing things that we're going to talk about that deal with her, that deal with the Divine Feminine. And believe it or not, there is a major Egyptian connection with Mary Magdalene and so on. We're also going to be doing a class on feng shui. We actually have Karen Phillips coming in on actually on the Chinese New Year on February 10th. And she is going to be teaching a class on how to feng shui your space, whether it be your house, whether it be your sacred space. And Karen's a really great teacher. So I'm really looking forward to that because that's going to be a class that you're going to get a lot of practical knowledge. And it's a fun class. So you're going to be able to really take that and apply that to your home and your life and your sacred space and so on. We got a Valentine's cacao ceremony coming up on, I believe it is the 11th of February. I'm reading this without my glasses, so that's why I'm kind of like, I think. We have a February table tipping coming up on the 12th. Cindy's going to be teaching a class on basically awakening the empath within. So if you are finding yourself just kind of opening up and learning about energies, this is a great class because she's going to go through a lot of her awakening that happened to her and help you with navigating through it and give you some tips and things like that to work with. We also have Zoom mini readings with Cindy on the 20th, and I'm really excited about this. So in December, we tried out a paint night that I thought went really, really well. We did a paint night that was for Yule, okay? And we're going to do another one, and this one is actually going to be a series of paint nights. You can sign up for, you know, the different classes one at a time, or you can sign up for all of them, whatever you want to do. But it's going to be a paint night that deals with each of the different chakras. So the one in February is going to be the root chakra. Okay. The next one would then be the sacral chakra. And then the third one after that would be the solar plexus. So we're going to learn about the chakras. We're going to learn about what the chakras do. We're going to learn about how they can help us. And we're going to paint them and go through some guided meditation in order to help gain the inspiration that we want and need. So it's really going to be what your chakras are going to be about. So it's going to be what's tied in with that. Okay. So we got that going on. And then we have Hathor. Hathor is going to be happening at the end of February. It's actually going to be happening on February 29th. Hey, Renea. So Hathor is interesting. She's the Egyptian goddess of love and pleasure and song and so on. So we're going to talk about her. She has some major ties, especially to the likes of Sekhmet. And she also has a temple dedicated to her. So we're going to have a full conversation. This is Hathor. This is Hathor. So we're going to have a conversation that's connected with her. We're going to have an opportunity to really channel and journey with her and see what opportunities she has, what messages she has for you. So those are some of the things that are coming up. We're also going to have the studio open. I'm going to be open in the studio on this Sunday, the 14th. No, the 13th rather. I'm all confused. No, that's the 14th. Sorry. January 14th is a Sunday. So I will have the studio open for that date. And I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Let's try the 21st. I don't know what to say. With moving stuff around in my office, stuff's kind of a little out of place and not quite the way I wanted it. So I'm still learning some things. So the 21st is going to be open. We also have crystal gridding, like I said, on the 27th. So there's a lot to look forward to. So let's get back to Jenny. All right, so we just had the Eight of Pentacles fly out of the deck. So let's see what that's about. The King of Chalices, the King of Cups keeps coming up on all three readings. That's been interesting. So this reading has a lot of pentacles. A lot of pentacles, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Let's talk a little bit about some things that might be going on. Looks like there's a little bit of chaos going on. It's one of those things where maybe you have either been going through the chaos or you're about to experience it. Not gonna lie. There are some things that are gonna be sharp that are really gonna cause you to kind of be on the offensive on some things. I almost feel like it's going to be a matter of really giving yourself the opportunity to stand up for yourself. Okay. There are going to be some partnerships, some things coming together, some projects. Ace of Stakes, which is the wands. So the Ace of Wands, you know, again, that's very creative, and wands are fire. So there's going to be a lot that you're going to find that might literally burn a fire under you in order to get you to kind of work with what you have and come up with something new and something different. King of Pentacles, you have support. Coupled with the Hierophant again. It's so weird. The Hierophant has also popped up in a number of the ABC readings this evening. So with that being said, you have support. I think you could either make this a difficult journey on yourself by kind of sabotaging yourself, or you can make it an easier process by going with the flow. I mean, ultimately, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a great card. You know, it's all about things coming together, and that's falling in the personal house, the Lovers. To me, this is all about making sure that you are really focusing on love for yourself, as well as those around you. You know, you got to love yourself first before you can help anybody else, as they say. We have the Five of Chalices, which definitely is I'm going to say a little bit of a challenge. But there's stuff that maybe you're focusing on that you're overthinking. You're overthinking. And what I mean by that is you're focusing on maybe what went down that didn't go the way that you wanted it to. And it's causing you to kind of really hold back. Yeah, here's the Five of Swords again, which is all about just nobody winning. And then we have the Six of Scythes, the Six of Swords, which is really about standing your ground, being patient. Hey, Krista. So that's something important to really kind of know. You know, it's one of those things where with all of these swords that you have going on, it's like swords are very masculine. They're very physical, you know, but then we have the cups, which are more emotional and they're more feminine. So you have, you know, stuff that goes out with the swords, and then you have the cups with stuff that flows in with the emotions, okay? So this is going to be a tricky week for you that's going to cause you to kind of, I'm going to say, not fly off the handle. And you have the ability to kind of turn things the way that you want to. You have the strength. Literally, there's Dawn walking uphill, okay? Dawn's walking uphill. You have that ability. You just need to be strong about things. Let me just check on one thing. Like I said, I love tarot cards, but when they start changing the names, it really drives me insane. Yeah. You may find that there's also a little bit of gaslighting, I want to say. Um, Harsh words, things like that, or things that are kind of covertly said or done to kind of make you second guess yourself. Swords, like I had said, can either cut you or protect you. Literally, double-edged swords, right? So what is it gonna do? Are you gonna allow it to literally throw obstacles in your path? Or are you going to work through them? Are you going to let your emotions get the better of you? Or are you going to work through them smartly in order to get through what you need to get through? So there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are great in this reading. It's just really depending upon how you react to things and how you react emotionally to yourself with some of these things. Okay, so that's kind of where it stands with that. All right, so that is our reading. Like I said, we had the ABC. We had Giles, Harmony, and Jenny Calendar. So this is C. This is Jenny Calendar. It's a cool deck. I like it. I definitely like it. And I definitely think I'll be using it again. It's funny, the King of Swords, the King of Swords is the mayor who kind of started the whole Hellmouth thing. So I find that amusing. But it covers the entire, like I said, it covers the entire series, which I think is kind of cool. Not just the, early years of Buffy, but also the later years of Buffy, and so on. So that's something to talk about. If you are catching this reading as a recording again, just let us know by doing hashtag replay. That helps us get an idea of how far the video goes. I am available for readings, either in person or remote. Cindy's also available for readings, both in person and remote. I believe Cindy is going to be in studio. She might be in studio tomorrow, I'm thinking. I will be in studio on Sunday and have the studio open. And we have all of those great classes and circles and events going on. You just, what I would recommend that you do is follow us on Eventbrite, because that's where we will have all the different announcements for different events that are going on. And since we have a small space, it's going to be one of those things where we're kind of limited in terms of the number of people that we can actually have in there. So you want to jump on your tickets if you want to attend, so that way you're not missing out. Okay. A lot of our events are remote as well. We do have that element for remote through Zoom. Couple of the things like the paint nights, unfortunately, we can't do remotely. But some of the other stuff, more than happy to do that with you. So I encourage you, as I was saying earlier at the very beginning, When I record this, and also when Cindy records too, what we do is we send it up to YouTube, okay, as content. So you get the weekly content of all of our readings. And many times, I'm going to say most times, I actually will also add in different things that are not necessarily in the Facebook feed. Sometimes there's special offerings. Sometimes there's special announcements that you don't necessarily hear because you haven't checked out the YouTube feed. Okay. Sometimes there are announcements of things that, early announcements of things that we're rolling out. Sometimes there are things that we're just only talking about on YouTube. So there's going to be some things coming out, which I know I've already mentioned on this particular video that's going to be going up to YouTube, and it will be available tomorrow, that people are going to be very, very interested in, especially if you have an interest in Egyptian history, and some other things like that. So definitely check it out if that is something that interests you. Okay. So take care. I hope everyone has a fabulous day, evening, or whenever you're seeing this, or wherever you are. We are always so grateful for people who follow us and watch the videos and support us. I just wanted to say thank you. We really, really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a great time. Have a great evening. So I'm going to turn this off, and there are going to be some more things that are going to be happening with YouTube. So you'll catch the YouTube tomorrow morning. Bye. All right. So let me just do this real quick. No, what did I do? All right, cool. So, what did I want to do? Oh yeah. What I was talking about earlier. I am going to be rolling out a series of internet classes that are going to be starting end of probably the mid to end of February, like I had talked a little bit about earlier, that are going to be tied in with Egypt. And it's going to be something where we're going to be looking at a lot of different topics. I'm actually putting together a whole series of things and kind of picking and choosing what I think would be interesting, what I think people might like to see or hear or learn about, that ties in with ancient Egypt and ancient Egyptian magic. So it's going to be kind of a whole collection of different types of classes. And we are going to be doing this in such a way where we're going to have some help with the class in particular. So it will be a co-taught class, not just myself. But it's definitely going to be something that you're going to want to check out if you do have what's the word I'm looking for, an interest in ancient Egypt and ancient Egyptian magic. I also have a booklet that is in the process of launching that is all about the awakening process. If you are in the process of just kind of learning about all of this and wondering why maybe you're feeling different things from what you felt before, and opening up with all of this stuff and wanting to get started, this booklet is a good way of kind of getting an idea. It's a free booklet that is giving you an idea of what some of the different awakening signs are and what it all means. So that is actually something that is going to be rolling out very, very soon, along with a opportunity for it's either one-on-one or small group type of training that really gives you the opportunity to learn how to work with this energy, learn protection, learn to learn how to handle it, to learn how to make sure that you're doing it in such a way where you're really finding your most potential and starting you on your path. So that's something I'm really super excited about. I also still have space that's available for the SecMet intensives. I just relaunched that. So if people are interested, you can actually, I believe it's pinned on the top of my personal page under Tori McNally. So you can check those details out. It's a series of 12 classes that is run over a 6-month time period. And that may sound like a big commitment, but we do a lot of different stuff and we tailor it according to what it is that you feel you want or need or want to work on. And we sprinkle in a lot of working with some of the different clairs. We sprinkle in there how to work with channeling energy and working with SecMet. You know, SecMet is somebody that I am very, very fortunate enough to have been working with for a couple of years. And she has been phenomenal. She has been, even though she is a destruction goddess, she's also a healing goddess. And so for those of you that have heard me say that I do Sekam Reiki, it's a series of Reiki energy that's tied to the Egyptian energy and tied to her. Okay, so in that particular Sekam class, in that Sekam series, you actually get the attunement for the Reiki, Sekam Reiki 1. I am going to say though that you do need to be you do need to have had regular Usui Reiki 1 and 2 under your belt before we actually get into the actual learning the Reiki process. So that's something that you do need to consider. But it's really an opportunity to really learn the energy, to learn how to work with her, and so on. Right now, it's driving me insane. There are people that are all of a sudden that are finding Sekam Reiki and they're saying, oh, we'll come and do a training. And they're just slapping it up and basically just offering the attunement and sending people on their merry way. And the problem with that is that people don't know the energy. A one-day workshop where you get your Sekam training is not appropriate. This is something that is much deeper. It's stronger. It has a bigger bandwidth. And in order to be able to work with that bandwidth, you need to really kind of focus on doing what you need to do in order to create the vessel that this energy is going to be working in with you. So that's why the Sekam intensives that has the Sekam 1 Reiki training is an intensive over 6 months. Okay. It's something that is you're going to find that as you start to work with SecMet, she is, I don't want to say demanding, not in a bad way, but she can be tough love. She can be very motherly, but in the same token, you know, there's things that she wants to focus on with this and has basically kind of guided me to put this together because she feels that this is something that's important for the energy of the world. And she feels that this is something that's really important right now to help train people to be able to offer this energy to more people. So in order to be able to do that, you need to learn it and understand it inside and out and be able to, like I said, have the bandwidth to hold that energy. And you can't do that in a 1-day or 2-day Reiki seminar. Sorry. I know that there's people that are local that are offering that and it drives me absolutely ballistic because people are not getting the full information and they're not being able to utilize the proper energy to help their clients. So that's why this class is important. If people are interested, in the SECM intensive, the SECMET intensive, let me know and I will get you the information. If you are interested in the new Awakening program, let me know. We're going to be launching that free booklet very shortly. And again, I'm really excited about the online classes that are going to be coming for February. So stay tuned for all of that great information and some new announcements. Again, we'll be offering different things on here like that you may not necessarily get on Facebook. So you're actually getting a better understanding of what's coming up than, say, people that are just catching this on the Facebook feed and that's it. So have a great evening. I will catch you all later. And let me know if you want to book a session. I'm also booking right now for Galentine's Day, as I like to call it. Booking tarot parties, also table tipping parties. I have a very large table that I can bring to people's homes that can seat 8 to 10 people. It almost doesn't fit in the car. So it's one of those things where it has to be done on the first floor. And you have to have the space for it because it's I call it the beast for a reason because it's a big table. Okay. But with that being said, that is available. There are dates available in February for tarot parties, table tipping parties, and also combination tarot and table tipping parties. So let us know. We're always happy to do that. Take care and have a great evening. Bye.